Hey guys, it's Julia and welcome back to my channel, and for today's video I'm going to be doing a book review, and today I'm going to be discussing Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare. This is the first book in the Dark Artifices series, and this book is Cassandra Clare's new Shadowhunter series, and the first two previous ones are the Mortal Instruments and then Infernal Devices. And you should read both of these before you read this book. Definitely, I would highly recommend doing that. You can just read this one, but if you plan to read the other ones, you should read them before this book. Absolutely, because she has a way of intertwining all her books, so you'll be spoiled for the other books, and it's just so much more emotional, and it affects you so much more if you've read the previous books. Plus, they're great books. Like, you'd be missing out if you don't read them. You know exactly how to describe this plot, so I'm going to read about half of the inside plot for you guys so you get a proper synopsis. I've read this 3 times because I've just filmed this 3 times. Yay!
A world where half-angel warriors are sworn to fight demons. Parabatai is a sacred word. A parabatai is your partner in battle. A parabatai is your best friend. Tai can be everything to each other, but they can never fall in love. Emma Carstairs is a warrior, a shadow hunter, and the best in her generation. She lives for battle. Shoulder to shoulder with her parabatai Julian Blackthorn, she patrols the streets of Los Angeles, where vampires party on the Sunset Strip, fairies, the most powerful supernatural creatures, here on the edge of open war with shadow hunters, when the bodies of humans and fairies turn up murdered in the same way Emma's parents were when she was a child. An uneasy alliance is formed. This is Emma's chance for revenge, and Julian's chance to get his brother Mark, who's being held prisoner by the fairy courts. All Emma, Mark, and Julian have to do is solve the murders within 2 weeks, and before the murderer targets at them.
That's what this book is about, and I did really enjoy this. I gave this book 4 stars. I am quite a picky reader, so that is a very, very good rating from me personally, and I would very much recommend this book. And definitely if you've read her other series, I would totally pick this one up, and it was a really great first book in a series. So let's talk about the characters for a second, just in a non-spoilery sense, obviously, but let's talk about the characters. First up, we have Emma, Emma was a different female lead to follow, and that's because in the other series we follow a character who is brand new to the Shadowhunter world, who has never experienced it. They're confused, they're oblivious, they don't know what's going on. But Emma has grown up as a Shadowhunter, so we get a much different insight than we have in her previous books, and I really enjoyed that, and I really enjoyed how that worked. I have her parabatai Julian, and I definitely think the other books you see parabatai, obviously, like Alec and Jace in the other books, and Will and Jem in the other books. I thought parabatai was more fleshed out in this book than the others. We learn more about their bond, and definitely if you're at all interested in the parabatai aspects of any of the other books, this will totally satisfy you. It does explain it a lot better, and you do see more of a bond between the two. In my opinion, you see it more than the other previous books. Yeah, and Julian was such a cutie. He basically was like almost like a father figure to the kids, that his brothers and sisters, and there were so many kids and they were all so cute. Definitely my favorites were Ty and Livy, the twins, and they were so cute. Just trust me, they're the cutest. Ty was one of my favorites in this whole book as well. So, and then we have Mark, who he was taken by the fairies, and this guy is hilarious, by the way. And yeah, he was basically like the sunshine in this whole book. And at first, like, her other previous series were more comical than this book started out to be, but definitely Mark brought the humor back into the story, which I really, really appreciated. And he was sarcastic in ways, and it was just the cutest thing. And I definitely think Mark, I'm gonna love to see him in the next book. I'm just so happy about his character, and I think was perfect to add to the story, and he's definitely one of my favorites. So we also have Christina, which she's also brand new to us. And see, we know of Emma and Julian because we saw them at the end of City of Heavenly Fire. So we've seen them before, but we've never seen Christina. And I thought she was a really nice aspect. She was a really good friend to Emma, and she was just she was loyal. She was also quiet in a way, but she was very respectful, and she was very responsible and very strong, but she did it all silently. Like, she wasn't a show-off. Like, she was such a good character, and I definitely really liked her being there. The characters, like I said, were very, very good. Again, I had a little bit of trouble with Emma because she was so focused on revenge that it was kind of hard to connect with her. Like, obviously you could connect with anyone who is focused on revenge, because I'm sure it's either you have or sometime in your life you wanted revenge, and it never ends well. So you know that reading it, that when she gets her revenge, it's not going to satisfy her, and that's just the thing that's hard to read about. And I found myself constantly questioning their age. Like, I was like, wait, how old are they supposed to be? Because I believe they're supposed to be 17, and they did not act 17 like Julian did, but like Emma, she kind of did. I don't know, I was like always confused about their ages. I was like, wait, how old are these guys? I don't even know. For the plot of the story, I definitely like this aspect more. We were more focused on the mystery. There wasn't as much demon fighting as I kind of wanted, but there was still a lot of action and things going on. Definitely the pacing though. The pacing was much slower than her other books. It was really slow at the beginning. Throughout the book, it did get much better. Like the middle chunk and like almost the very end were fabulous. Just the last chapter I had problems with, but like the beginning and stuff, the pacing was just kind of slower. Like, it wasn't boring, but it was just like slower. Like, you'll see. You know what I'm saying? And it was just a slower paced book to start. Talking about the setting, actually, I wasn't sure if I was gonna be comfortable with this setting. Like, I'm obviously familiar with the world and with the characters and everything, not with these characters but with the other characters who do show up. And we were in the London Institute before. We've been there. We've been to the New York Institute, but we're brand new to the Los Angeles Institute. It was just different. I feel like we didn't really explore the Institute that much, or I don't know, I just feel like the world building in this book wasn't as good as her other books, which isn't much of a problem for people who've read her previous series, because we already are aware of the world and everything, and it's such an amazing world. But I feel like the setting and the Institute could have been explained a bit more. So let's talk about the romance for a second. I'm not going to go too much into this because of spoilers, but definitely there's not a lot of romance, but definitely one of the main plot points is the romance, and definitely shows up more later in the story than the beginning. But there's also different romance going on, which is a bit more diverse. I'm not going to say anything else but that. But this book definitely goes into diversity in a lot of different ways, which is really well appreciated for readers like me and for you guys, because, diversity in YA is a great thing. So we got to keep that going. And I was really happy that Cassandra Clare put that in there. For the writing style, Cassandra Clare's writing style has always been very good, but in this book, you can really see how much her writing style has stepped up from her other books. She has a lot of beautiful lines in this book. Definitely at the end, there was a lot of beautiful lines that I really appreciated in this book. And you can definitely see her development as a writer and how she's gotten more sophisticated with certain lines. And definitely Mark. His lines were amazing. Like, he talked like a fairy, so they were kind of weird, but they were like, I really liked them. Let's just say that. I really liked his lines. Overall, though, I would very much recommend this book to you guys. Again, I gave it 4 stars out of 5. That's a very good rating for me, and the only reason why I didn't give it the full 5 is, 1, I never give out 5s, like almost never, and 2 is because the beginning part was a bit slow and a bit hard to get through, just a little bit. But the last chapter and the way this book ended just kind of didn't fit well with me. It's more of a 4.25 to be totally honest than a 4, but it is up there very high on my personal rating scale, so I definitely recommend checking this book out if you haven't read it already. And let me know your thoughts down below. Do not spoil anyone because that ain't cool, but I'll see you guys next time with a new video. Bye!